Oh, you know what's you know what's crazy? Um, so obviously we are in a an incredible market boom in coins and currency. I mean that couldn't be any more obvious. Yeah, sorry, the camera's just a little bit crooked. That's all right. You get the best perspective of me, I guess. But the market is so incredible, and I'm actually going through because Heritage Auctions is on their last day of yeah, I guess proxy bidding or whatever it is before they go to the live event for their Central States Numismatic Show coin suite, which comes out to a very hefty number, almost 3,000 total lots that are coming down to the wire. A lot of them are ending here really soon. 24 hours from now, we'll get a better idea of where exactly these coins had landed after the dust has settled. And based off of the preliminary prices that I'm seeing off of some of these coins, there's a number of very nice featured coins. If you went into Heritage Auctions, you can see the little orange featured blurb right on the listing before you even click into it. The market has, up to this point, within the last, like, I would say 18 months, the market has unnaturally moved up and up and up and up with virtually no slowdown. And this is kind of like a really quick public service announcement for a lot of you who's getting into the hobby. Maybe pretty close to the first time. Maybe you've jumped right in here in the last year or so. And more often than not, we've all paid a pretty significant markup, or what I perceive to be kind of like a market adjustment. It's not so much a markup. A market indicates that that you just throw an up market on there, and it doesn't matter what the overall health of the market is. There's always a possibility that you've overpaid for the coin. Whereas a market adjustment, the prices and the values of these coins had gone up tremendously in the year and a half since the beginning of the pandemic, when obviously collectibles as a whole became a really serious target for a lot of folks. With all the free money the government was pumping out, obviously, a lot of folks didn't really need the cash, so they end up, trying their hand at a lot of things that were available at what I consider to be a very reasonable price at the time, a very reasonable market. Let's go ahead and use that. But to this point, a lot of the coins and stuff that you see today are priced compared to the same time. I would say, let's just use a year ago, are priced anywhere from 10 to 30% higher than what they were 12 months ago. And there's a lot of people that are shoveling bids into a lot of these coins. Some of it extremely rare, where the price is kind of justifiably, okay. But there are a lot of other coins, like, for example, there's a lot of what I consider modern, or not modern, but commendated Morgan CC dollars. Some graded mid-state 62 to 64, which seems to be a very plentiful grade for what it is. And you're seeing a lot of 1882s, 83s, and 84s, which I would consider to be like the top three most common dates for Carson City Morgan dollars. And you might even want to throw in 1891, although 1891's CCs are getting more pricey. But it used to be that you're able to get the GSA holder coins, whether they're graded or not, okay, in that mid-state 62, 63 region for right around 225 to 250 bucks. As of today, to get your foot in the door For any one of those coins in the same exact grade, you're looking at an easy $330 to $350 plus. And that's just for a straight up Carson City, probably more than likely a Blast White example. Nothing that's really gonna, provide an extra kind of talking point to your friends if you wanted to show it to them. Like, hey, check this out. Yeah, where's the eye appeal? Where's the coloration on there? A lot of those have been cherry picked years ago, by the way. But yeah, as you can see, that's probably more one of the more egregious market adjustments in just the last 12 months is those kind of like sub mid grade Carson City GSA holder coins. Um, the last one I had bought actually was from Adam Chambers. And I bought a raw one and ended up buying it for right around $300 for a typeset. But that was the last example that I bought of those, and I love me some Carson City Morgans. But not to make the entire conversation about Carson City Morgans. Anything that you look at today, and we've talked about it ad nauseum for the better part of the last, I would say, 3 months. We've talked about the resurgence and the overall just market boom of 1983 DDR Lincoln cents. Those coins have virtually shot straight to the moon, where they are kind of approaching the price symmetry of the 1972 double die obverse Lincoln cents, and even those are starting to tick up, most specifically in grades of mid-state 66 and up. It's not that they've started to tick up; they've just been gradually doing so over the course of the last 12 to 18 months. Okay, because if you look at a coin that's, say, for example, $200, okay, that you have this kind of like compounding interest, increases of the coin every month, it goes up 3%. And then, that $206 Morgan that had gone up 3% over the previous month is now 215, and it just continues to go up. So if it continues to go up at this very small incremental increase, it can be 2 or 3%. That's a very small amount. When you look at it at the frame of of say $100 bill, yeah, it's only $3. But if you continue to do that and you see a 3% bump every single month on that coin, you're gonna all of a sudden see a coin that at one point was worth $100 is now commanding a market premium of $180 to $200, and that change and that inflated adjustment over the course of just 12 months is incredibly swift, and it'll blindside the heck out of you when you want to pay attention to it. Because outside of that, if you're really not paying attention to it and you're currently not in the market for said coin, I guarantee you there will become a time further on down the line. And I think this is probably more so being felt with the coin dealers and the people that do a lot of buy sell trade on the side who aren't necessarily dealers. Okay, they see these numbers fluctuate, but at the same time they're slowly trending up and up and up and up. But over the course of a very short window of 12 to 18 months, where at one point a coin was $100, now that same very coin that you could have picked up for that amount of money is now 180 to 200. It's no big surprise based off of the current market and the sentiment. People are incredibly positive about this. However, this is kind of like a forewarning, because as things continue to go up and up and up and up, and that's everything in the market. Okay, we are seeing it huge in sports cards. We saw a really, really big dip in tradable card games like Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, things like that. I dabble in a lot of that other stuff on a different channel, by the way. Blue Ridge Collectibles, you ought to check it out. But we've seen some pretty tremendous downticks, some market corrections of those items, and then some of them are starting to rebound. It's the fall that's anticipated is not forever, but it's the rebound afterwards, the market normalcy afterwards, pre-pandemic levels, is that where we have to ultimately kind of realize that that's where we need to be. So the coins that today you're buying for $350 to $400, that say 12 to 18 months ago you were buying for 200, you got to keep in mind that those coins will correct. There's going to be a point later on down the road, and I'm not saying that these coins specifically were underpriced for a long time. I firmly believe that they should be a little bit higher, but $350 to $400 for those kind of like mediocre mid-state grade coins. Yeah, I said it. Hell, why not? Those will correct. Okay, they'll drop 25%. They'll gain 50%. They'll drop 25%. It's only going to be a matter of time. So if you're looking to get into specific coins where there is a lot of quantity of, but still commanding some pretty big margins on the secondary market, you might want to just hold off on it. If you did buy some of these, it's never too late to get rid of it, if and only if it doesn't serve a purpose in your collection, especially for a lot of you resellers out there that do this and moonlight on the side, BSTing some of these coins and currency. I know a lot of people, I do it myself, but I've noticed just the unnatural nature of the way the coin market has been continuously going up, that, there's going to be something. I don't know what it is. There's going to be some sort of worldwide kind of financial event that is going to kind of curtail the movement of this market and numismatics in an upward trajectory. Okay, yeah, we've all heard the expression "to the moon," and that is something that's been more or less brought upon, by the cryptocurrency, NFT markets, and things like that. It's become quite just a overused, overridden expression, and all of a sudden, that is something that has blown up all across today's current market space. And what hasn't been said, what happens to that shuttle when it comes crashing down, and blows apart and falls into the ocean? It's like, well, people will get mad and downridden and trod through the grass and the mud and all that stuff for a little while, but it'll rebound. But in that moment in time, dang, a 50% decrease, after I've experienced a 75 increase over this amount of time, really stings when you've bought at the height of the market, but you don't take into consideration. Sorry, I have a neighbor that's like cutting grass or something like that. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's there. But definitely keep that in mind, that if you're in it for the, here's another overused expression that I can't stand, the fear of missing out. If you're in it because you feel like that the market is constantly trading at a rapid rate and everything continues to go up, and you feel like you're going to miss out on obtaining some of these coins, you got to keep in mind two things. Okay, all things that go up must come down. Number two, you got to make sure that you keep some money in that savings account, that checking account. All right, don't leverage all your holdings just so you could get a piece of the pie at the height of the market. We are literally at the height of the market in numismatics, and you need to add that into here so that way you don't overspend and then get to a point where you're leveraging credit lines to buy these things, and then all of a sudden that payment is coming due, but at the same time the market's flat and it's starting to drop. You get the big picture. Now, this kind of this area of collecting that we're in, of numismatics, and you can throw in precious metals in there as well, is incredibly stable. It's one of the most stable markets. It's one of the most stable commodities out there. This is not something that's going to go straight down to zero. It never does. Forget about it. There are way too many people out there making way too much money, and they have a lot of that to invest. They've gone to investing in coins. But at the same time, keyword, investing. Okay? It's not 100% sure thing 100% of the time. Okay? Markets, investing, You know, it's like a roller coaster. You know, it's got peaks and valleys, but I don't need to tell you that. I've kind of felt like that as we approach the summer, you know, we might see a summer slowdown. And as a result, we might see some market corrections on a lot of coins, big and small. Something to keep in mind if you're looking to sell your coins, I would think I would take advantage of it while you can. And I've never been one to personally endorse selling the farm. Okay, I've never been that type of guy, but things are like like too good to be true right now. And if it's out there for the taking, you might as well cash in your chips, you know, and just hold on to your money. So when I mentioned, oh, invest, what do you do? Sell your coins and then buy ammo. Well, how easy is it to get ammo these days for anything, right? So that's what I want to talk about. I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your day. We got the PCMR later on today. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this little tidbit of investing and you know, the coin market in general. Are you buying anything at these inflated levels, or are you just kind of like sitting back watching through rose-colored glasses? Hey, another saying that people overuse. You know, and all that great stuff. But yeah, grab your popcorn. It's going to be an amazing show coming up here. I would say in the next 6 to 12 months. That's why I'm giving it before we see some pretty good correction. I would probably certainly say we might even see it this summer. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not a savant. You know, I'm not wearing my my robe and my hat and looking through a crystal ball. Because you know I'm not that good. Why are you guys watching me? I don't even wear a suit and tie. You guys are watching me about investment advice. Yeah, don't do that. All right, see you guys.